So are you doing what's required? I want to talk about this, right? That's the reason why we know our numbers, right? That's the reason why you want to track everything that comes into your business. The reason why is because you know what to do and keep doing, right? You know what to do and keep doing. That way your business doesn't become like, yes, hey, I hope I get a deal this month. I hope I get a deal this week. It becomes more of a, hey, if I knock 10 doors a day, if I get 2 leads, if I skip trace all the vacants, if I call the vacants, I end up with 1 deal, right? Or 2 deals or 3 deals, right? It comes down systematically how knowing exactly the steps that it takes that's required to get a deal, because majority of us, let's face it, we don't do what it takes that's required to get a deal. What ended up happening, you end up in a hole like this, right? You get 1 deal, you start out the gate, you get 1 deal, you get 2 deals, you get 3 deals. Then your comfort sets in. Comfort zone. Okay, you're sitting on 40K. Out of those 3 deals, you're sitting on 40K, and then comfort zone sets in. So what ended up happening, you just lollygag. You kind of do this, kind of do that, do a little bit of that, keep kind of doing a little bit of this, and you take your foot off the gas, right? I need you to look back into that moment at which you had this success, right? Closing 3 deals. Maybe it was your first month, 2 months, 3 months. I need you to look back at this success and figure out what did it take to get that. And I want you to keep putting the pedal to the metal. And the reason why is because a lot of people fall short. And what ended up happening right here, when comfort zone sets in, you end up, a year went by, right? And you end up with 5 deals. So what ended up happening, you got 40K at the beginning of the year, the first quarter, right? But then you ended up, let's just say 70K. You ended up with 70K for the year. You only got 2 other deals after the first quarter. What happened? You changed. You switched up on you messed up the business, right? You're not doing what's required. You're doing what you think should be enough, right? That's one thing that you gotta watch out for. You gotta make sure you're doing what it takes to be successful. So KPIs on number 1, how to get out of this. KPIs, even from the beginning, track what it takes to get that particular deal, right? If you're going 6 months without a deal, and you're sending text messages for 6 months, and you look up and in 6 months you sent 60,000 text messages, and you got your first deal off of it, you need to, if you're trying to get your second deal, what you need to do, instead of waiting 6 months, you do that in 1 month. You send 60,000 texts. You do the required, right? You do the required, the 60,000 texts, not the 10,000 a month for 6 months. You do the 60,000 a month in text, and that's going to equal a deal a month, because essentially you got to hit that number, right? That's why it's so important to get the KPIs. So if we know we need to do 60,000 a day, we know we need to do 60,000 a month. How many do we need to do in a day, right? 1,230 days? Nah, I just think that's the right number. I don't know why I did that. 1,230 days, I don't think that's going to be right. Maybe 2,000? I don't know, let's do the math. 60,000 divided by 30. We need to do 2,000 a day. I'm sorry, get rid of that. 2,000 a day. 2,000 a day is gonna put us at 60 texts. Now you say that's a lot, right? It is a lot, but it's required, right? It is a lot, but it's required, right? So that's what we got to think about. If you need to hire a VA, reach out to me. We got VAs that can take this over, especially if you're on batch lead, because batch leads are already required to make 30 different scenarios on what they say and how they say it and all that good stuff, right? So reach out to us. Same thing for cold call, right? If it takes 20 hours, I wouldn't even say 20 hours. Let's go 200 hours. If it takes 200 hours to get a deal, I don't know wrong right now this out. If it takes 200 hours to get a deal, You just know you need to count 200 hours this month. And if you're trying to get 2 deals, you need to call 400 hours. If you're trying to get 3 deals, you need to call 600 hours. Right? Same concept. This is what happens. You get the deal, comfort sets in, and now you call 100 hours. Like, dang, man, did this business really work? Yes, it works for the people that's desiring, that's putting in the required work that it takes to work for them, right? Because let's face it, that wholesale fee fluctuate. It can be 5 to 10 to 50 to 70. I've had them all. I've had the 50, I've had the 70, I had the 5, I had the 500. Right, I've had all those wholesale fees, so they fluctuate. But what can't fluctuate is what's required, because as soon as what's required starts fluctuating, what you get is a totally different result. So I come to you. Are you doing what's required? Are you doing what's required in your business for you to have the success that you're actually looking for the success that's the life-changing success? Because let me tell you, the life-changing success comes with the life-changing action, come with the life-changing requirement, right? That's what it comes with. So for you, what I need you to do, I need you to write down your goals every night and every morning, right? You hear this all the time. But one thing I know is what's easy to do is also easy not to do, right? What's easy to do, follow up, it's also easy not to follow up. What's easy to do, call those leads, it's also easy not to call those leads, right? What's easy to do, put those bandit signs out, it's also not easy to do, call them. Go put the bandit signs out. Same thing, right? Send a text message, not send a text message. Everything that's easy to do is also easy not to do. So understand that, right? Write your goals down. The reason why I say write your goals down, I know you hear this from everybody out there, but this is hindsight. Looking back at it, the reason why it's easier to write your goals down is because every day you wake up with a definite purpose. You understand what is it that you're trying to accomplish. And when you understand what is it that you're trying to accomplish, you can dedicate focus to it, right? You can dedicate your time and your effort to it. You can dedicate everything you got to it. When you don't know, any decision, any turn can get you there. But when you know what you want, right? If you want to shed pounds, you're gonna know, hey, I can't eat that. And you know the best part about it? When you drive it in your brain that, hey, I'm gonna lose weight, I'm gonna lose 5 pounds, I'm gonna lose 5 pounds, I'm gonna lose 5 pounds. Every decision that you make comes about saying, I'm gonna lose 5 pounds. Will this get me closer to losing 5 pounds? Yes, I'm done with it, I don't need it. Will it slow down my progress? Yes, I'm done with it, that's all I need. Right, that's very important. When you understand what you want, it's easier to make the decision to do it, right? $100,000 a month wholesaling, right? Big number, a lot of people are doing it. When you break down the numbers, okay, what are you doing? Okay, we got 10 cold calls, we got 20 cold calls. My goodness. So cold calling do work, it just didn't work when I didn't do anything, right? You mean to tell me 10, 15, 20 different cold calls, you got a lot of leads coming in on a daily basis, right? So that's what you gotta understand. Is do it work? Are you doing the work that's required, right? Some of the forms of marketing don't cost that much. PPC is one of those ones where it don't really cost that much to get a deal. Well, I'm sorry, it do cost a lot. It don't take as many leads. Do cost a whole heck of a lot more. It just don't take as many leads. Facebook marketing, it costs a little bit more, but it don't take as many leads. Bandit signs, it costs a little bit more, it just don't take as many leads, right? Cold call, text message, RVM, right? Had a guy break down what he was doing in Dallas. This is what his numbers was. Nah, I can't show you right here, I ran out of the room. I'm gonna bring you over, let's do it. Got a guy said what it costs in his business, when he break down all the numbers, how many leads are you going through? Let me let you know. Each book, 30 leads, all right? That tells me right there, that's more of an active campaign. Active leads coming off Facebook. Bandit signs. 30 leads. Right? Two of the biggest payouts as well. Now you can do some big deals on cold calling as well. I'm not gonna lie to you, you can do some big deals on cold calling. But both of those, average, higher, probably about $20,000 to $30,000 assignment fee. Cold call. Just gonna put CC. CC, 100 leads. So if I'm trying to do 5 deals this month off of cold calling, it's gonna take me 100 leads. What I need to do? 500 leads. It's gonna take me 100 leads to 1. I need to do 500 leads to get to my 2. Right? Or I need to do 500 to get to my 5. Right? It just makes sense. That's why we talk about KPIs and knowing your numbers. So you talk about 500 leads. If you got 500 leads, what else you need? That means you need to know how many hours it's taking to get us 100 leads, or how much data we need to get to 100 leads. But forget that. Forget what I'm talking about right there. Let's go back here. I got to topic right there. So let's go to text. I'm sorry. 120 leads. RVMs are it was like 135, maybe more. Which one's the cheapest? Cheapest is RVMs, hands down. RVMs, then probably text message, then probably cold call. Those are in that order. Cheapest. Same way here, same way. Those are about the same. You're looking at spending a couple of grand a month. If you're in a big metropolitan area, if you're not, you're probably not spending that much. If you're in a small secondary market, you probably don't have to spend that much. But in larger metropolitan areas, just be honest, you're going to come off a couple of grand for those particular services. Text messages, depending on how many cold calls, depending on how close you're trying to get to that, it's probably going to cost you about $5K a month just in cold call, right? You're probably going to be at, I think my VAs are, for the ones I train, if you're looking for one, right? Part-time, $450, full-time, $800, if I'm not mistaken, right? So if you look at those particular numbers, boom, there they go. That's 8 hours, right? You're probably going to need 2.5 or close to 20 hours of cold calling. So that's 2 full-time, 1 part-time, right? So you're at 800 plus 800 plus 450. That's going to leave you at 2,000. That's before you even get your data to cold call, right? That's 2,000. That's to get you a deal, 100 leads a month from just cold call. Right, you're gonna stay with consistent leads coming in. If you got 20 hours going out a day, right? It's consistent leads coming in and out. It's massive action. It's doing what's required. It's not doing what you feel like is enough because you feel like you've done enough work, but it's doing the actual work that's required to have the results that you're looking to have. So make sure you understand this. I had this question. I'm seeing it so many times and time and again. I looked at 2020. I look back and I'm asking myself, whose voice are they listening to, right? I've heard this decision myself. Whose voice are you listening to? I ask you that because in that, there's 2 types of voices in this business. There's a voice that it don't work, and there's a voice, man, we're killing it. Which one are you listening to? Are you listening to the voice, well, man, let me just spend $500 and I hope they get a deal this month. That's all I really got this month. No, don't do that. That's the slow death. This is what I want you to do. Take that $500, find another 2 people, 3 people, 4 people with $500. Put that in the marketing campaign. That's $2 grand that you got to allocate towards a deal instead of waiting 6 months or instead of waiting 5 months, 8 months, 10 months, 12 months to get your deal. You can cut that time down and a quarter of it, right? Because if you got 2 people spending $2,000, right? If you got 4 people spending $2,000, probably got some allocated budget, probably gonna be working a little bit on the other side, but at least you got some marketing coming in, which means some leads, right? So 2,000 text messages, you're probably gonna, sending 2,000 leads in a month for text messages, it's probably gonna leave you anywhere from, it's gonna leave you anywhere from 100 to 200 leads, right? If you're spending 2,000, typically in text message, they cost, I'm not gonna say $10, but so depending on your market, but typically it's gonna run you about $15 a lead, right? So 1,500 is gonna generate 100 leads, but you need 120. That's what it takes. I know that's kind of messed up. You need 120 leads. That's what it's gonna take for you to have the success you need to have. So with that being said, make sure you're doing enough. Don't do the slow death. I see it all the time. Don't be that guy. Be the guy that's continuing to put the pedal to the metal, get the hustle in, get it out, not just put a little bit in there, because I promise you that's the slow death, and forever you'll be like, man, that stuff don't work. When your problem is the 10X, right? You need the 10X. If you haven't read that book, 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, please go out and read it, because I promise you that's probably your problem. You need to put the pedal to the metal. Whatever you thought it was going to take, it's going to take 10 times that amount of action in order for you to have the success that you want to have, that you dream of having, right? Same type of effort. Just gotta focus up, limit your distractions, write down your goals, understanding where you're going, and then just put the pedal to the metal, become an expert, and go make that money. So with that being said, thank you for watching to the end. If you like the content, make sure you let me know down below if you want anything else, KPIs, or you're doing what's required, it don't matter. Remember, the only thing that matters is winning, and I want you to just keep winning. Like I tell you every video, I appreciate that. Peace out. Keep winning.